Hello, I'm Rachel Power. I'm the community correspondent for AccountingWEB.co.uk, and in association with cloud accounting software firm Exact, this is the first in a series of video conversations with small businesses, accountants and industry experts about the 21st century client-accountant relationship, technology adoption and plans for the future. We'd love for viewers to get involved, so at the end of this video, please leave your comments or views and any questions you might have, and we'll endeavour to respond to them. You can also use the hashtag, so if you want to tweet about it, it's hashtag 21st century accountant. So please tweet or post your views and we'll also respond to those.
I'm Pat. I run an online t-shirt retailer in Bristol. We've been going 10 years and that's about it.
I run Emmaus Bristol, which is part of an international movement to help homeless people. But the big thing we do is we run a social enterprise. So our aim is to become self-supporting through our own work. And those who join us, who've been homeless, live with us and work in our business, our social business. So it's like any other business. We have all the same things, but we have the Charity Commission as well to deal with. So.
Hi, I'm great. So give you a bit of a background. Been in the software industry for around 16 years, had my own practice for about 4 of those, sold it to a larger vendor and helping Exact into the UK market and supporting SMEs and accounting practices across the UK. That's a good question. There are a couple of principal ideas. One which is the accountant does most of the work and are happy to do that, and the other is the small business likes to get involved. SMEs pretty much, the reason why they start business is because they want to do something that they love, that they enjoy. They don't start businesses to do accounting and finance. Yes, visibility is key, and that's what business owners often want and require, but are often challenged by what that actually involves. So we've certainly seen a bigger turn up in the fact that SMEs want to get more clearer visibility in their finances. However, they are wholly reliant on accounting practices to provide that visibility.
Well, I'm very involved. I trained in accountancy. We have a finance manager. We have very strict rules in charities about how finance is operated. We've got lots of due diligence. I always like to see. I always have our monthly management accounts, and our accountant provides us a lot of cash flow projections. We know what the balances are every week. So I've got a fairly hands-on view because obviously resources are often tight. So managing our finances is critical. And of course, at the end of the year, we're audited by our auditors, and we've got lots of stakeholders to be answerable to, because at the end of the day, a lot of people actually donate us money as well. So we're very strict.
I've recently become more involved. The business is 10 years old in a few months' time, and I found when we were growing, finance was something that I didn't have the time to pay attention to. However, now we are a lot more stable and a lot more level. It's something I'm getting more involved with, and it's something I really want to be more involved with from incoming and outgoing point of view. I just feel like as the owner-operator, it really is my responsibility to make sure our finances are as best they can possibly be. And I think I know the business better than anybody else to be in a position to do that.
If I want to know about anything specialist, I'll go and find a specialist in it. So if it's about pensions, we go and see a financial advisor. If it's about tax, we've actually got a tax specialist in Manchester that we use, who used to work for the HMRC. So he's an insider who's come out and really knows his stuff. And we occasionally go to our accountants, but generally they will just do the audit for us, and they will provide some guidance at that level.
I used to have a full-time finance director, but recently he's handed the reins down to me and works on more of a consultancy basis. What I've found is, again, now we're sort of stable and we're not growing at a frighteningly large pace, I can sort of sit down and without wanting to plug you guys, I can go on AccountingWEB and use the internet as a really important tool for finding out about tax issues, about any finance related issues. I find online is the first stop. The HMRC website is very helpful for the more simple things, and then a simple Google asking if anyone else has been in the same situation with us, if it's a tax related question or a finance related question. There's a wealth of things to look at, where people are discussing, and then you can maybe refer back to HMRC to check that what your route is correct. So I try and do it all myself, and I don't charge myself for it, which is always a bonus.
Transparency is key. So when it comes to mitigating risk, it's always about transparency and knowing exactly where you are at any specific time. So the tighter you have your collaboration relationship with your accounting practice or financial advisor, the better position you're going to be into mitigating any risk. And also the collaboration should be as tight as possible, because what you want to be doing is you want to having a regular dialogue with your accountant or your practice advisor about where the key challenges are that are coming forward in order for you to mitigate those risks. Risk can be many-fold, and it's quite interesting from what both Richard and Pat have been saying in the discussion so far about, do they go to their financial advisor or do they go to their accountant? We commissioned some independent research recently about that same question, and it turned out that certainly the accountant was the go-to person when it came to advice. But it's interesting from both Richard and Pat's perspective about their view as well. But mitigating risk is all about collaboration, being closely monitored and assisted by your accounting practice, and being able to help move forward.
The main risk is that we don't do very well and our charity shuts down, so that's a massive risk. We've got a lot of competition, and that's another risk. That's an external factor. We do run risk schedules, and these are checked by our auditors at the end of the year, and that's one of the questions when they sit down with me, that we have half an hour looking at our risks. I mean, from their perspective, they want to know if we're a going concern, so that's the thing they're most interested in. But I mean, our risks are many because of the nature of our work. We're dealing with people who have had difficulties in their life. One of the risks that we have, because we run shops, is fraud and those kind of things. So we're very tight. We have very tight accounting controls, but these are checked by our accountants at the end of the year to make sure that we manage to mitigate these risks.
Oddly enough, I don't see the financial part of the business as having many risks. Briefly touch on what Richard said. Fraud is always a risk. I guess for us, it's quite a small problem for us, because we're on top of it and we manage any potentially fraudulent transactions. But yeah, generally speaking, we've always run a tight ship. We've always been profitable. So I've never really found any frightening areas in finance, and I guess that's through having good advice and I guess doing things the right way from day one.